I'm going to set this intention now before anyone joins, that all the spirits and energies today be of our highest good, and that you help me deliver this message without any fear. Hey y'all. Hey everyone. If you'll just be patient with me for a second, then I'll get started. Thank y'all for joining me today. I've been given a little message, but I want to give a chance for some of the people who join me on a regular basis to join, and then I'll get started. I hope you all are doing well today. Hey Shannon. So my name's Erica, for those of y'all who don't know, and I'll get started in just a minute. Hey Thomas. Okay. Let me just get a few more people on here and then I'll start talking. Let's see. I hope y'all are doing well today. We had a nice little storm last night that blew in some rain, and I'm just going to share this. Thank you. Thank you. This live, that I'll be able to deliver this message and that it would come through exactly like it needs to, and exactly the audience that it needed to be delivered to. So if you believe in alignment, then stay with me and just be patient. I've invited some people to join, so I'm just waiting before I start. Oh no, Shannon, I'm sorry about that. That's awful. Hey, Uncle Bub. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and start talking. A lot of y'all are new and have never been here before, and that's unusual, but I set the intention that the ancestors and spirit and energy aligned the people today that needed to hear this message. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. My name's Erica, and about 10 years ago, I was placed on hospice with a rare, incurable terminal illness called Shy-Drager syndrome or multisystem atrophy. I visited many doctors, and they all agreed that I had this disease and that it was terminal, and my prognosis was 6 months to a year. And when that 6 months passed, I thought, okay, I'm living on borrowed time. I had everything planned out, like who my children would go to. I had notes written for them when they got married, when they turned 13, when they turned 18, when they, all those milestones. Then a year came and went, and I realized that I had a choice at this moment, that I could give in and give up, go ahead and just succumb to the illness and the disease, or that I could give it all I've got. And so I decided to give it everything I had and start fighting for my recovery and my health. And so I did that. And then I started these experimental treatments that made me healthy enough to carry and deliver a child. At the time of my C-section, I coded on the surgical table, and I was quickly resuscitated and moved to a room. 2 hours after I gave birth, I lost all the blood in my body and lost my life for over a minute. And I remember coming out of my body and seeing everything that was happening in the room, and being met by my father and my grandmother, but they were in energetic form. They were just balls of light. They were not in physical form. And then at that moment, I could see my husband and the blood drain out of his face as he knew that he was losing me. And then something happened where my consciousness split. I could still see what was going on in the room, and then I could go with my dad and my meemaw. So I went with them and they showed me all these things, and I'll tell you what happened. It changed every aspect of my life, down to the way I act in the world and the way that my belief system, everything has changed for me. At the time of my passing, I truly believed that the Bible was the way and the truth of life. And at the time of my death, I was shown Jesus, and I was shown that he told me that he never wanted to be followed. He never meant for people to use his story for greed and profit and control. And so you can imagine that if I'd spent 38 years of my life living this one specific way, that this was kind of hard for me to understand. And I was taken and shown all these past lives that I've had. And it was difficult to process through that. And I think it took me a good year to get past that point. I'm still connected with my guide team. Some people will call them spirit guides, or they're just a set of my peers. And every once in a while, they'll give me messages that I don't know quite what to do with. I'm not sure how to deliver them. So they often help me with poems, and that helps me say things in a way, because you have to understand this. I made 3 promises when I came back to this existence, this new life. And those 3 promises were that I would not cause unnecessary fear, that I would continue talking and speaking about my experience, and that also that I would not go into conspiracy theories, no matter how many might be true. So I've tried very hard to keep those promises and keep talking and keep sharing the truth. And so this morning, I want to tell y'all, I have gotten a message that I can only deliver in poem form. I've tried to figure out the right words, and I know that energies listen. When we pass away, we cannot interfere or intercede with human evolution. We cannot. It's against universal law. So I want to say this. I'm about to read a poem, and I want you to accept this as an apology for the way it may make you feel ahead of time, okay? Because it's not intended to cause fear. It is just a message that came through spirit or energy, and one that I promised I would deliver. And I could not do it in any other form other than this. So I'm just going to read the poem, and then we can talk about it, okay? Sorry, bear with. Hang on. Okay. And I had 2 different versions of this poem written out, and one would not print. So I knew that that was Spirit jamming the printer up, because they wanted me to use this one. The words were slightly different, and I felt the other one was better, but when it wouldn't print, I took it as a sign. Okay, this is called In the Quiet of Safety, revised. Okay. In the quiet of morning's light, the birds begin their soft delight. Their songs like whispers in the air, a melody of peace so rare. When the world feels kind and still, the birds find joy their hearts will fill. With every note that softly rings, they sing of safety on their wings. They perch in branches high and free, a symphony of harmony. No fear to haunt their gentle song, in nature's arms they all belong. Their tunes are songs of knowing peace, a world where chaos finds release. In every chirp, in every trill, the bird reminds us to be still. But mark this truth. There may come days where silence falls in eerie ways. If the birds no longer sing their tune, beware the coming change soon. When the songs of birds are still, it's time to listen, time to feel. For silence speaks of things amiss, a warning carried through the mist. So when the birds are singing loud, we know we're safe beneath the clouds. But if their voices fade away, prepare for something big is on its way. Okay. So I hope you all understand that that message came from energy and spirit, and I had to deliver it, and I apologize for the way it may deliver it, and I apologize for the way it may sound or make you feel. A lot of you people who have joined me and have been part of this collective are very intuitive. And you understand that something is brewing. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. But this morning they came through with this message. Listen to the bird song. And I have always known as a little child, my Meemaw used to say, thank you for that. Thank you. Help me through this message. My Meemaw used to say to me that a bird sings a song of safety. And when the birds no longer sing, it is time to pay attention. There will be some of you who will be going through some hardships and trials and tribulations. And I want you to understand that they are giving you this message now. You remember my dream that I shared with you, the steady shotgun. Boom, boom, like a cannon firing. We have time to prepare. This will look different for many of us. And you have to follow your intuition and your knowing. But take this poem as a gentle reminder that change is coming, and you have to pay attention to that. You have to prepare yourself. Some of you will be teachers. Some of you will be guides. Some of you hold keys. Some of you have seen. Things are about to get noisier than they've ever been. This message will be confirmation for some of you. I cannot go. Okay, yes, I can. Can I go into this message? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, I can. Can I go into this message? Yes. Okay, thank you. I said last summer that I did not say gods. I'm sorry if you're confusing guides, like guides, spirit guides. Nobody is a god, okay? We all have creator within us. I'm sorry, my dialect and my accent gets in the way of messages sometime. This message that's coming through is saying this. I'm going to share it, and then we can we can get there, okay? I'm going to tell y'all that some of y'all have had dreams and visions that have been shared. A guide. A Guide. A guide. Oh my gosh. Okay, help me through this, please. There will be things that are done. Thank you, Miss Joan. There will be things that are coming and that are about to happen that will be done by our own. Okay. I wrote a poem called The Daughter's Last Flight. I need y'all to go and listen to that. I just brought this message through, and The Daughter's Last Flight is coming through again. There will be things done that will be blamed on one country or one group of people. They're trying to fulfill a prophecy. And I want you to know that with this knowledge that energy is bringing through about the bird song, it may very well be the thing that saves your life. Jesus, I don't like messages like this. Comes power. And there was a man brought through this morning after I got off the phone with someone. And I was trying to contact him. And then I did. And then to be honest, I didn't like the message. Okay? Y'all already know. And I'm going to tell y'all something about our realities. This is the hard part. There's this duality that exists where we worry about other people because I love the earth and all of her inhabitants. And I'll give you a for instance this weekend. When you understand that there's an interconnectedness to all life forms on earth, you grow concern for all of them. And I know that some of us have created this reality and this new earth and this egregore that is above all of the hatred and all of the violence that will happen. But some of us will be in that reality. I said that the things that are done will be blamed on one country or one group of people. It could be either or. Because in life and in this 3D existence, there are an infinite number of variables and free will. So anything can happen at any moment. I'm choosing now that this collective and everyone in here will be on their own journey, but will remain safe. So you may see the destruction. Some of you may see things that you don't agree with. If you see something, say something. The birds will continue to sing for many of you. But there will be few who know if you no longer hear the bird song, there's danger. And I asked spirit and energy, like, how will they know? Because it's a predator that they don't know of, that they don't understand. It's an energy that they can feel, that they can understand, that they know when danger and fear are present. Nature and the earth have created everything that we've ever needed. And then man came along and wanted to control. No. No aliens. No. Okay, let me say this. All of the ascended masters are incarnated on this earth right now. All of the people who have done this time and time again and decided that there has to be a new way forward are on this earth right now trying to help with ascension and evolution. Lisa, I'm in the, if you will go, I'm going to post this live to my YouTube. So if you can, just go back and watch it and it will explain it. And we'll get to a point where I catch up in a second. I've always known that the earth wanted us to be abundant in health and wealth. The Creator does not owe us anything. It's up to each of us to create the reality that we want to see. But know that we are in this ecosystem, and the trees and the birds will try to help us too. They are all ascended masters. I want to say energy, ancestors, spirits, whatever word you need for it, are all here right now. They're all of your relatives that have existed before you. Aliens are nothing to be concerned about. We have always been here watching with distant grace. Thank you, Miss Rose. I know that there are ancients on the earth right now. And they cannot interfere or intercede with human evolution, but they can help tell their stories. They can tell you their stories and their visions and their dreams and hope that you forget everything that doesn't serve you. It's not about remembering. It's about forgetting everything that you've held on to that limits you in some kind of capacity. The work that we have put in is appreciated. And all of these energies are here grateful for our help. But they're helping us beyond this dimension. Okay. Let me just take a minute. Hang on. The bird song is incredibly important. There will be people who try to twist the message and say that this is a prison planet. This is not a prison planet. This is heaven on earth. But there have been some greedy little goblins trying to take and take and take. And they control all of the world's, not just America, but all of the world's wealth. Less than 1%. Less than 1%. I've told you oftentimes that we should not react to the things that we see because it's part of a show. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You have to act accordingly. And you have got to pay attention to your inner voice. I will tell you that there will be many gurus, many guides, many prophets, who try to lead you in one direction, their way, the way that works for them. And I'm going to tell you now that that's not the right way. I don't like this either, but we already have all the answers. And we're impatient with ourselves. This is a message that I got this morning personally. Because sometimes I feel this huge weight and this responsibility because I know that I'm interconnected with everything on this earth. And that we are all part of this larger picture. And I'm desperate to try to get this message out. And I never feel like I'm doing enough. But here's what I'm going to say to you today. You are enough. We are doing enough. We have the energy of our ancestors. There's this thing that we don't understand. And it's okay. We're still learning. I'm going to give you something that they shared with me. Sometimes whenever I'm talking to Spirit, I get these little glimpses of pictures and things to draw reference from. And this weekend, my daughter has entered a stage where she wants to do everything on her own. And she wants to do this, and she's like, let me do it. I can do it all by myself. All by myself. I can do it all by myself. And I simply told her, it's okay that we ask for help sometimes. Everyone needs help. Even the greatest hero had help. Even the greatest heroes had help. And I said, part of my job is I'm learning from you, but I'm also here to guide you through this experience of life. And at one point, we had both gotten frustrated and we had to take a deep breath a second and regroup. But here's what my guides showed me today. I'm a toddler. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to guide. All of us have different jobs. Our children are our greatest teachers. I have learned so much from this child. From all my children. They've all given me valuable life lessons. They've all gotten a different version of me also. I know that some of you will want to go to fear because it's the first thing that we usually go to. That will no longer serve us. Fear no longer serves us. But awareness can very well save your life. And reacting calmly in situations can actually save your life. I know this. I'm shown this all the time. I was driving down the road, I guess it's been about a month ago now, and I almost ran off the road. And if I would have reacted from a place of fear, I would have wrecked. But because I was calm and redirected the car, I got back on the road safely. There's a time that is coming that you'll need to prepare for winter. Like I've said before, spring is upon us, but some of us need to prepare for winter. And how you do that on a homestead is you just get enough to make it through the winter. Get a few jars of peanut butter, get some canned vegetables, you're good. If you don't have money, don't panic. Money will not matter. I told y'all about this need to barter and how I was going to but I most definitely did not do this. I was going to give a haircut because I went to beauty school before my health career to earn money while I was in school, and I became a beautician. But since I got a different license, I no longer needed my beautician license. And so I thought, I've been thinking about the perfect barter so I can show. And so I thought, this is it. I can give a haircut, and I'm going to trade someone a haircut for plants that I need for my vegetable garden. But then I realized I can't do that because it's illegal, because I no longer keep up my $1,500 license. It's $800 or $50 license. It's $800 or $50. I don't know how much it is now. It's probably went up since the last time. There's something about this. We need to, okay. There's power in emotions. I don't know if I'm supposed to, I don't know which way you want me to go. Y'all are all talking, okay. We have all been, okay, exhaustion by design. This keeps coming up. Exhaustion by design. We are all in this fatigue, in America especially. We're just overwhelmed with whenever you wake up and you realize things are the way that they are, you kind of feel like, what can I do? You kind of feel like, what can I do about it? There's this nihilistic thing that comes up, right? Like, well, what's the point? Why do I even need to try? It's way beyond anything. Here's what I'm going to tell you. We have already seen a different way. You may not remember it. You don't need to. You need to forget it's ever been this way. We've got to forget that we've been made to believe that this is the right way, because it's not. It never has been. It never will be. There will be a return to community and tribes. And we will no longer police each other. Because let me tell you something. No leader, no president, no billionaire, no celebrity will come to save us. They will be in bunkers. They will be out of the country. It is up to everyday people like me and you to help. Leaders falter and promises wane. But it's up to me and you to save the day. And I'm going to say this. Okay, wait a minute. There are messages coming through. People are asking for confirmation. Guys, I don't like this. Hang on. I'm going to say something. Okay? And maybe it's not for me. Maybe I should just be an open channel and just let it pour out. But I'm going to say something. There have been people throughout history who have taken advantage of people who have lost people, who have lost loved ones, and they pay for all this connection. I want to tell you right now, your ancestors are here, and they're all coming through with little bits and pieces of messages. I want you to know that you have this connection. You already have this connection. You're able, and I know it helps people understand that it's safe to listen to me. Thank you for that. Thank you for that message. Some people have been brought up in religious households and they feel like this message is dangerous or scary to them. And that's why your ancestors are here saying, say this, say that. They'll know it's me. Okay, but just chill out for a minute. I can't do this because this has been manipulated so many times. And people have been preyed upon financially and emotionally. And I don't like this. Thank you for this. Because I'm saying this is your confirmation that they're coming through with messages. But I'm just saying this so you understand. This message is for you. It's safe. It's been aligned through divine alignment. Sometimes I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth because I am an open channel. And maybe I overshare sometimes too much. That's one of my weaknesses. I tend to overshare. And maybe that's why they gave me this job when I came back. So I would have to sit and think about everything I said. Because I've always been kind of an open book. And if anyone would listen, I would tell them my life story and share openly. I want you all to know I've had these energies with me all morning that just want you to understand. You can make it through hard things. That's why the message yesterday was so important. And I'm being censored like crazy. And all my videos have been under review. I posted a video yesterday of my daughter climbing a tree. And it was really hard for her. It was so hard. But she kept trying and she wanted to give up a few times. These are your spirit guides right now telling you. You can do this. You can make it through. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. And some of you say, well, what's the point? Because there's a new way. There's a new way where we don't have to struggle to survive, but we can feel safe enough to create. I know that my content did not have substance or drug abuse in it anywhere, but it's under review and I've appealed it and it's still not letting it through. Because there's something powerful in that message. And it's from your team, your guides. I know that, and I have seen the birds will continue to sing. But there will be a time when there is silence. This message is coming through today because some of us will see hardships, obstacles, challenges. Spring is here, but we are about to go through the depths of winter. And you will have time to prepare for this. But know this, we are the help. And as frightening as that may seem, it is a rare and sacred gift that we must accept. All of us are spaced out and spread out all over the place, and that's by design too. Some of y'all may feel really isolated and lonely and feel like you can't speak your truth or talk to anyone around you, but I'm here to tell you that's for a purpose. Because martyrs and sacrificial lambs never create substantial and meaningful change. I'm looking outside and I see the winds of change blowing around me. I feel the winds of change. And whenever I read this poem, there were no birds tweeting or chirping or twilling. You have to understand nature. We are in an ecosystem with her. Whether you understand that or not, we are the earth. And when we look around, she gives us signs and signals. You have to pay attention to that. You have that ancient wisdom and knowledge within you. Sometimes I get messages and I'm not sure how to even begin to approach them. But I want to thank all of these energies and ancestors for guiding me and anchoring me. Many of you have keys, have been given keys in your dreams, or you may feel like you're an anchor or a bridge. When you pay attention, the connection is everywhere you look, if you take the time to look. Oftentimes we're so... Hang on. Okay, we're going to have to do something about this, okay? Oftentimes we are so busy and overwhelmed and overstimulated, and that's by design. That's been by design. It's time to reset yourself. Claim yourself safe and guided and protected. Nature will tell us when it's time to worry. Listen. Listen. All you have to do is just listen. We cannot eat money. There are that's a conundrum too, though, isn't it? That's like a oxymoron, because it takes money to eat. Or does it? Have we been made to believe that? I had... Okay, wait. Some people are coming through. There is food all around us. Okay, let me say this. There's a new way. I want to say that my dad showed me that this, no matter which timeline, and I hate the word timeline because it's not linear, but it's the only thing I've got. So whichever fabric or thread we choose to ride, it comes to a singular point. And it also comes to this place of peace and love and abundance. I know it doesn't feel like it right now with this message that I'm giving you. But I hope it can just be an awareness for you. Not a worry, but an awareness. I know that I'm a bridge there are things that we need in our lives. And Miss Joan, that doesn't sound insane at all to me. Okay, I'm going to say we're all connected, all living things. And Olive asked me, we were outside and she was banging on the pecan tree. And I said, please don't do that. She is alive and she can feel that. And then here we are about to cut down this other tree. So it's like this whole big thing. It's just like this whole existence of duality and confusion and chaos. And I'm going to say this. Everything that's led up to this point has been by design. And it's happened exactly like it needed to happen so the most people could be fully aware. And unfortunately, that means having a lot of challenges and obstacles, and that we would take this timeline, but it's okay. It's all going to be okay. I want to say that I do not want to cause fear, and I promise that I would not do that. But I do want to create an awareness around this because your ancestors have been here this morning telling me. We said we weren't going to do this today. Okay. I wish y'all could see how this looks to me. And what it sounds like to me. It's not... and I want you to understand, a lot of y'all may feel like you're not connected because you don't hear audible voices or you don't get visions or everyone has a different way. And I'm going to tell you, it takes energy and spirit, a huge amount of energy to exist and communicate within this 3D existence. And so it will come in the form of cloud formations or a certain moment where you may think you smelled something or you have a memory of them. Birds. You may be drawn to a plant or an animal. There are all these different things that your ancestors use as communication. And to let you know that they are there. There are people here now. Lots of people here in my living room talking and saying different things. And I told them, we've said this, okay? They all want you to know that this poem that I shared will help you. And they need you to understand that it's important to listen and pay attention to the things around you because that's how they communicate. Birds sing songs of safety. It's hard. There's this balance of things that whenever you understand outside of yourself, when you're outside of yourself and you go to other places and then you come back here and you're faced with all of these like 3D limitations. It's like, it's hard. And that's probably why a lot of the ascended masters, if they weren't taken care of, then they went mad. They went absolutely mad. There's this fine line between madness and genius. But whenever you can incorporate all of the fractals of yourself into one full whole person, and all of your ancestors into that one person, we're more than our physical bodies. We are much more than our physical bodies. I often say through my experience, I gained this understanding that there's no good and bad. There's just simply what is. But I'm going to tell you this right now. There will be things that happen that people will pay for. And all of the old systems have started to crumble already. And we're working towards this new place and this new earth and this new existence. It's already here for some of us. Some of you will feel me right now. Like I feel you. I want you to understand the importance of that awareness. There is great love in my heart for each of you. And I truly mean that. I know that some people, when they say I love you all the time, it can feel insincere, but I'm telling you, we're all connected and part of a bigger system. I just saw this thing on houseplants. And Jesus, it makes me so emotional. I have to tell y'all that houseplants, if you take care of them, and you can, even if you just water them every day, they know when you're gone for a long period of time. And they can feel you when you're like 2 kilometers away from your house. And when they're returning, and they perk up and get excited for your return. And they're not even connected to the earth, but they are connected to you, and a part of you is connected to the earth. And to me, that's not... It sometimes makes it difficult, because that's what's hard about it. Because I'm worried about the people who can't hear and can't see and can't feel. But I have to understand that that's part of the surrender. We can only be responsible for our own realities, our own reactions, our own choices. But how we go about and live in everyday life, that can make a difference. Here's a blue jay. Somebody sent a blue jay. It's been here all morning. Thank you for that. And a mama squirrel. I just need you all to understand and know that your ancestors are behind us. There's a whole army of energy keeping us safe and protected. Strings. Whenever we awake and we wonder, what's the point? Why are we doing this? Just to exist, just to survive. That's been done to us by design. And it was never meant to be this way. There are people right here, right now on this earth who know it can be different. Who are working towards that. Who are raising awareness and holding space and time so that you can all see how powerful and magical you truly are. Humans can do really hard things. We're all capable. We have been in this, I keep saying this, but it's coming from spirit, so I'll say it again. We have been in this codependent Munchausen by proxy relationship. When we think about it, okay, thank you for this. I'm going to bring through this message now. My brother cannot see his own problems. He can't see past his next drink. What can you not see past? What is the last thing you're still holding on to? This is not just about addiction or diseases. This is, okay, thank you, programs, religion. Often these things keep us in a place of fear, oppression, shame, attachment. Yes. It says, okay, this is funny. My live is ended. It says my live has ended. And it will not show up. Okay, what is going on? What is going on? My screen is black. I'm just going to keep talking. Censorship, probably. I don't know. There's a cardinal here, so it says I'm live, but it said live is ended. I don't know. What? Did I say something about... What the heck? I don't know. What is happening? Am I back? What is going on here? Thank Okay, so somebody texted me and said I'm still live. Okay, thanks for that. I can't, well, okay, so anyway, I don't know what happened. It said I had said something. Okay, it was probably because I said drink. Can't say that word. Thank you, Suzanne. Okay. So, what was I even talking about now? Because I got disrupted, of course. Can someone text me and tell me what I was talking about? I don't even know what I was, not my brother. Okay, now I can see comments. Okay, now something different's coming through. So let me just keep going with this, okay? I can't see past the programs, the attachments, the things that we have held, okay? The things that keep us fearful, yes. We can't see past those sometimes because it's right in front of us and we can't take a step back to look at the big picture. But once you do, you can't unsee it. So what are we left with? What do we do? That's what do we do now that we see it? Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Be patient with yourself and know that you will know what to do when it's time. Everyone in this collective will know what to do, where to go. Attention is our true currency, Michonne, yes. Love is a currency. I'm going to tell you something. When I say they, I mean, okay, so someone's saying, are you a Jesus follower? Jesus told me that he never wanted to be followed when I met him. That was confirmation for me. I'm going to talk to y'all about unconditional love. Unconditional love does not mean that we let people run over us and that we do not have boundaries. Unconditional love is very much about placing those boundaries and holding fast to them. It's okay to say no. And it's okay. I think as women, oftentimes we've been told this, right? Like, we have been told so many times that we need to appease or that we need to be subservient. And especially me as a Southern woman, I've been taught this my whole life, to serve, and that there's no greater honor to serve. What the hell are we actually doing? Like, is that really, like, why are we serving other people to our own detriment? In no story is that okay. In no narrative is that right. I'm telling y'all, some of us are here today for a purpose and alignment. This is a message coming through. We will need to hold these boundaries in place, especially with what's coming. We have all been shown this, but this will be confirmation for some people. I know that the winds of change are blowing. The winds of change are blowing. Right now, I see them, I feel it, I hear it. Thank you, Miss Joan, for that. Yes, people got attached to Jesus's character and they missed the message. Completely agree with you. And this has been every ascended master. Like, there is never supposed to be a middleman, because it becomes insufficient, or it becomes a way to control a whole population. I have all these books. I remember buying all these books, and I'm going to tell you, when I passed away and came, when I passed away and came back, I thought, what was I just shown? What does all this mean? I have never heard of reincarnation, maybe just once in my whole entire life. And I thought, what does this mean? What is philosophical text? And sitting for hours holding my child and weeping and trying to figure out, what is this? Like, I know it's the truth, but why can I not find anything, just bits and pieces in each text? There have to be new stories, new traditions, new ways. It's not meant for us to completely forget about the old ways, but there will be a time when our children and our grandchildren don't know it was ever any other way. And they will live to create, and they will live to love each other, no matter their political preference or their color or their class or anything like that. I want to touch on this talking point for just 1 second, because energy's saying it's important. Family is not always blood. It's not bound to a last name. We have found each other not by circumstance or coincidence. This is through alignment. I saw Jesus. I'm going to say this. I saw Jesus, and I had seen Jesus on my Meemaw's wall my entire life. And he was in the picture on my Meemaw's wall. He was like this light-skinned man with light brown hair and blue eyes. That is not the Jesus I saw. The Jesus I saw was very dark complected, black hair, black eyes, and he met me with unconditional love. And he was truly an ascended master that was on this earth at one point. But the problem with this story was that Paul or Saul, I see so much of my dad in so many parallels between my dad and Jesus when I know their full in-depth stories, and how he got taken advantage of at every single turn. Like, he was this rebel, right? He saw the church like taking advantage of all these people, and he was like, this isn't right. Why are y'all charging people for the connection that they already have? Why are y'all using this message to harm people and keep them in this place of oppression? And why are y'all using this message for your gain, for your profit? And so Jesus said, I never meant for my message to be used for profit. I never wanted my message to be turned around and used against the people. All of these ascended masters are right here on earth. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The next Buddha, the next Jesus, the next Kuan Yin, the next Mary Magdalene, the next Plato, the next Nietzsche, the next everything that you can think of will not be one person. It will be a huge collective of people. There are many different names that all of you identify with. I'm not going to go into them because I don't like the words. I know that this is my next life. I'm living in my next life. And if each of you choose to continue on this path of ascension, there will come a point when you wonder and doubt, and you'll want to go backwards. Because it's a lot easier than questioning or swimming upstream. It's a lot easier to conform and to fit in a box. And have people, than to have people question you at every turn. But the easiest way is not always the most rewarding way. We talked about that last week, a few weeks ago, about the scenic route, right? Taking the scenic route. And it's not always the most convenient. There's not always stops along the way. You don't always get food. You don't always get a bathroom break. But it's the most beautiful way. It's the only way I see forward. And it may be a longer way around. But it's still the most rewarding and the most beautiful. And what happens a lot of times is when you get to this place where you start questioning, like, what is the point? Questioning, like, what is the point even? If I'm just existing, what is the point? And it's easy to slip back. Sometimes it's easier. But that's all been by design. All of the overexhaustion has been done by design. How do you regain your energy? You can serve. You can serve for winter. You prepare for winter. There's no judgment on my end because I have slipped back into that place many times where I just want to watch murder shows and scroll on TikTok without having to think about the world's problems. But I can't do it anymore. I'm past it. Doesn't mean I don't long for it sometimes. It's like when you quit smoking and then you always think about that. Like, oh gosh, I could really use a cigarette. But when you make up your mind that you don't smoke anymore and that it's not for your highest good and you keep going, then you get past those little moments. You will get past it. It may be painful, like a kidney stone sometimes. But you will get through it. You have to go through it to grow through it. Thinking about my trees on this land and this pecan tree anchoring this rotten tree. And she is over it. She's so over it. Again, last night she had to be an anchor and use all of her strength to just protect my house. I remember telling her to just let go of it if it no longer served her. Oh, Jesus, why did I not see this? Thank you for this. And much like myself, she said, I can't. I'm hanging on so it doesn't hurt you. That's powerful. Sometimes we hang on because we're scared of hurting someone else. And relationships in this whole existence. Sometimes we try to be the anchor for someone. But I'm going to tell you something right now. All of these problems are taking care of themselves. There is a new way forward. And all you have to do is just keep going. And pay attention. Hold awareness. Hold space. And know that all of the light that is about to exist could not have existed without millennia of darkness. You are all powerful, magical, creative beings. You all have gifts, and you may not even know what they are because you've always had them, and you don't think they're special, or you don't think they're worth sharing, or nobody would. I'm going to tell y'all something about sharing something that you created. And there's been this hard thing, right? Because we're scared sometimes of sharing what we've created. Because there are no rules to art. There are no rules to creation. But that is the power in itself. We're sometimes scared of how it might be perceived. Okay, I want to show y'all something. I have created lots of art in my lifetime. I've painted, I've written, I have carved, I've done lots of different things in my lifetime. And my daughter, my 17-year-old, let me clarify, my 17-year-old came home and she said, I don't understand. I didn't get any of that. And she was so upset with how her creation turned out. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I thought it was just beautiful, but she couldn't see it. And yes, it's wonky and it's weird, but look at this. You know, I mean, it's not great. But I thought it was because it was hers. It's something that she made. But I thought it was because it was hers. It's something that she made. With her intentions. It's hard to share ourselves sometimes. It's hard to share what we create because we're worried that someone may think it's weird or ugly. Or I'm going to tell you, there is a time coming very soon. Communities, safe places, beautiful places, we will need to create in a new way. And I want you all to understand that all of the exhaustion you feel now, it's okay to feel all those feelings. They're powerful. There is power in our emotions and our feelings. Why is 90% of the population on antidepressants? Why is that? That's by design too. Listen to me. All those feelings that you are feeling are important and powerful. Everything that you feel within you, let it be. I remember the first time that I was in extreme pain. I'd been, it was after my death, and they could not put me to sleep for a surgery. And it sounds barbaric that would even happen now, but it's the truth. It happened. And I remember it was really hard. And it was very painful. I'd felt pain before, but I had not ever felt pain like this. And it sent me to a place that I did not know existed. But I can find it again now. And so there are these places that you can go in your mind when you feel things. We don't want to feel them because it's hard. It's time to feel it. It's time to transmute that. It's time to transcend and transmute. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That pain, if you accept it and tell it it's okay to be there, then it takes you to a different place. And then it can be used for pain and for power and purpose instead of just being painful. There are times that are coming that are going to be hard. I want you to know that you can create safe places in your mind and within your heart space and within your own energy. You have the power. You've had the power all along. I'm feeling all these things right now, like all these ancestors kind of moving through the room, and I don't know if you can all see them, like the auras, the energies. I don't know. Maybe y'all can, maybe you can't. It doesn't matter. They're here. They're here with us to say this. We have had the power all along. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. It's going to be hard. Just because you're awake doesn't mean it's easy. But what's coming will be worth it. I'm going to end with this poem too, please. I'm just going to... Yes, I do have ancestors that are here all the time. I'm going to read this poem one more time. Yes, I do have ancestors that are here all the time. I'm going to read this poem one more time, and I want you to listen to it. I'm going to recap today and say that we're all going to be okay, but listen to this poem. These are the words of your ancestors. I've asked that the alignment be here, so all of you will need to hear this. Don't be hard on yourselves. Don't beat yourself up for doubting or going backwards. Don't be patient with yourself. We're still toddlers. We're still learning how to exist in this heightened aware state of being. We're okay. We have guides here, and we will continue to grow through this. I want to end with this poem, okay? This is the revised version. This is not the one I planned on sharing, but it's the one that printed, so I'm going with it. In the quiet of safety, in the quiet of morning's light, the birds begin their soft delight. Their songs like whispers in the air, a melody of peace so rare. When the world feels kind and still, the birds find joy their hearts will feel. With every note that softly rings, they sing of safety on their wings. They perch in branches high and free, a symphony of harmony. No fear to haunt their gentle song, in nature's arms they all belong. Their tunes are songs of knowing a world where chaos finds release. In every chirp, in every trill, the birds remind us to be still. But mark this truth, there may come days when silence falls in eerie ways. If the birds no longer sing their tune, beware the coming change soon. When the songs of birds are still, it's time to listen, time to feel. For silence speaks of things amiss, a warning carried in the mist. So when the birds are singing loud, we know we're safe beneath the clouds. But if their voices fade away, prepare for something's on its way. Safe beneath the clouds. But if their voices fade away, prepare for something's on its way. Listen to the ecosystem that you are part of. I don't know how sometimes spirit gives me things that are metaphorical, but this one feels very literal to me. I don't know how else to take it. It's a literal. They're saying it's literal. Confirmation. There's a male and female cardinal just hanging out, looking in. My brother has called me 5 times during this live today, and that could be why I'm freezing up. There's trying to be disruption, and the world can get noisy sometimes. Thomas, interesting. Does anybody, I have like 10 minutes left before Mia's going to get home and Olive. But does anybody have anything that they would like to share or feel led to share that's really important? That is like something that you feel like everyone needs to know? I will post this live on YouTube. Thomas, do you have anything you'd like to share? Suzanne, Miss Joan, anybody? If not, that's okay too. Thank y'all for being here with me today. It's on my YouTube account is linked on my TikTok page. We are more than these physical bodies, yes. Thank y'all for sharing time and space with me. If anybody wants to share, just let me know. I have a few minutes, so. If not, we can just sit here in a second and just hold space for each other. I'm just asking. I have a poem on my page about AI. Okay, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'll put this on YouTube. My name is Apprentice of All Erica Smith on there. Our body is important in ways, yeah. Hey, friend.
Hey, friend. So, I just wanted to tell you that actually the birds did stop singing here at my home for a few months, I'd say. It was so eerie and uncomfortable, but they're back now. So I don't know if we're on different timelines in that regard, but it did happen. And then also, I just wanted to mention there is a movie, I think it's with Demi Moore, I'm not sure, it's from a long time ago, where they talk about when the birds stop singing. And in the movie, I think they say that every time a baby is born and a soul incarnates, the birds sing. And so when the birds stop singing, that's because that stopped happening. So I, I just wanted to share that because, it's been told to me that most movies are actually documentaries and they're disclosing things to us through the movies. So I just wanted to add that. And I love you and thank you for everything that you share with us. You are a
I
gift and a
love you.
treasure.
I love you. Thank you so much. So somebody's saying the Seventh Sign movie, is that it?
Maybe. Yeah. I haven't seen the movie, I don't think, but I saw clips of it and it was, for some reason, I feel called to add that to the collective. So I'm
Yeah.
just adding it to the group.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you and love you.
I love you too. And now you can boot me.
Okay.
I don't know how to boot myself, so.
I don't know if I know how to boot you either. Yes. Okay. We'll
Oh,
talk
I think I
soon.
can disconnect. Okay, I'll do it. I hand the
Okay.
conch back to the group.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I just share what comes through in this for me and what I know. But here's what I want to tell y'all. We can change things at any moment as a collective. I know oh, that's really interesting. Okay. We can change things, but we have to hold awareness for them. We have to be aware of things that can happen and choose that that's not our reality. I okay, I want to say this too before I leave. This is my last I'm not going to say this is my last week. Um wow, that was interesting. It's my last week before surgery. This is my last week before surgery. And I have to have this surgery. It is necessary for me to function as a human in the earth. I've I've taken the least invasive option. But I want to say this. I will hold a group meditation and we will call upon our ancestors. And it is my surgery's April the 9th. This is the last week before surgery. So I want all of us to come back together as a collective and meditate. My dad is saying that. And he also told me, does anyone, thank you for that. There's another person in here having surgery, having trouble. This will help us all as a collective for healing. Thank you. I want to know, my dad is telling me to ask, does anyone know about braiding intentions? He's told me to braid my hair before surgery and braid intention into it. I don't know if anybody's he said somebody will help me with this, so just message me after this. Braiding your hair with intention, braiding intention into your hair. I don't know if this is a Celtic thing or something, but he's telling me to do it. Somebody here knows about it. You need to send me a message. Also, I've been just now told that I will be holding a group meditation because there are some of us, we will hold healing for each other. Listen, this message is coming through. We're going to hold healing for each other. There are going to be things coming up. April 9th is a strange, weird day that we're all going to be okay. We're going to make it through this. And this is not our lesson. This is something that the surgeons will learn from us. Okay? Okay. Yes, we're going to hold a group meditation. That will be coming. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all exactly when I want to do this because all of you in this collective are healers and hold healing energy, and we need to have that for each other. Are there 3 people having surgery on that day? 5? 5? Well, I'm sure there are a lot of people having surgery on that day. There's surgeries done all the time, but what? 5. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so there are 5 people in this group, this collective, who agreed to teach a lesson. And this is going to change another system that has fallen, that will fall because of us. What does that mean? So let me say this. Okay, so there are a lot of people having surgeries coming up. Okay. Thank you for that confirmation. So let's say this. Tomorrow at 12 Standard Time, Central Standard Time. Am I on Central Time? I'm on Central Time. Let's say 12:30. 12:30 Central Time. We're going to hold this time and space for each other, and I'm going to meditate with y'all. And I'll meet y'all here tomorrow. Is there anything else? Okay. If anything else comes, we're going to hold time and space. If you are a person who does not sit down and meditate, that is fine. You can walk, you can bring your journal and journal while we're doing that. I don't want you to feel confined to have to sit and meditate because I know that not everybody can do that. So if you walk, just take me with you. If you're journaling or painting, bring your paints, that's fine. But let's do this tomorrow. The sooner the better. Central Time. Yes. Okay, well, this is interesting. I don't know how to go live on YouTube. Okay, we'll figure it out. I'll meet y'all here, okay? Let's say tomorrow around, I don't want to give y'all a specific time and something happen. Let me say 12:30 tomorrow. 12:30 Central Time. I'm on Central Time. I'll say 12:30 because that will give me time to get everybody in order. Thomas, I have 5 more minutes. Anything anybody else needs to share? Bessie said, Tommy? Okay, that's fine. Thank you. I'm going to create a guided kind of script for us as a collective and hold time for space and healing. And I will upload this. If you've missed part of it, I'll upload this to my YouTube channel. I love y'all. Thank y'all for sharing time and space with me. Y'all are all worthy of healing and love. I love you. Welcome to New Earth.